It almost feels like every year a game comes out and is like the surprise hit of the summer for me. That seems to be the case this year with Yoko's Island Express. It's a Team 17 giant, and what looks like a fun little experience on the surface becomes one of the most charming, quirky and most enjoyable games I've played all year. In Yoko's Express Island, you play as a little beetle guy on this massive open world island, and it's essentially a Metroidvania game, except you don't have any weapons or equipment. You are stuck to a pinball, or at least a ball that acts like a pinball, and essentially the game becomes a massive open world pinball game where you get around by using the trigger buttons to hit paddles depending on the color. Blue is the left, orange is the right, and you just explore the world. You access new areas by hitting timings right on the paddles, and there becomes a much more impressive physics engine at play here than I was expecting. Everything feels authentic, and it makes sound unusual to say, hey, this is a Metroidvania game but it's pinball, but it really works to the extent where it was just so much fun to play. And as you explore the world or the island, you will come across these sort of mini pinball tables, and they fit into the world so well. And they will also feature certain challenges, and some of them maybe even become massive boss fights that was challenging but incredibly fun and entertaining nonetheless. It's not a particularly long game either. It stays at around 5 to 6 hours without getting all the collectibles, and that feels like just the right amount of time. You can continually explore the world. There's a lot of side things to do, a lot of collectibles, a lot of places to explore, and side quests to do to help out the inhabitants of the island, which are all quite unusual and, like I said, are quirky and fun and have their own personality. But the core gameplay experience is just one of the most fun I've had in a long time. I just never got bored of dropping into a new pinball table and trying to figure out the mechanics within that I will have to complete in order to progress throughout the world. There is a fair bit of backtracking early on, but eventually you unlock a thing called a beeline, and essentially that helps you get around the world a lot quicker. But other than that, like, it's totally fine. It's a very surprisingly big open world, but you as the postmaster, you've got to go around and deliver letters, and the story here is pretty straightforward. There's not a ton to it, and sort of you don't really need to think too much about it. You just sort of see the markers on the map, you pull it up, and then you sort of make your way towards them. But it's what you find along the way as well that just becomes so much fun. Like, there's so many little side activities to discover, not even through the side missions, but just by discovering yourself. And the art style, the simple 2D art style, it's not simple at all actually. It's a beautiful painted animation 2D world that I just fell in love with. The atmosphere, the look of it, it's just so cute and charming. And when you have a game that looks this intriguing and it has gameplay mechanics that are as intriguing as it is, and then on top of that have it all pay off in a major way, just makes Yoku Island Express just one of the best games you can probably pick up this year. I can guarantee you will probably be very pleasantly surprised.